What is up, everybody? Thank y'all for checking out another video. Want to talk to y'all today about something, catching the winning bag no matter what, and what that means. I know the title is kind of vague, but here's what I'm getting at. I live, and maybe y'all are lucky enough to say the same in some aspect, within, a day's trip of absolute world-class largemouth fisheries, as good as it gets. I can wake up at 5 a.m., have a cup of coffee and some breakfast, and be in the back of the Greek Creek on Toledo Bend, and by 9:30, right? So very close to me, relatively, to compared to how far some guys have to travel to fish. Toledo Bend, Caddo Lake, Bistineau, just as good as it gets is within reach. Also within reach, the other direction, some of the best tidal water in southeast Louisiana. The bags may not be as big, but as far as tidal fishing goes, we've got it good. The Louisiana Delta, right? That encompasses a huge area. And I've also got everything in between. I've got smaller lakes that, double digits come from. I've got a lot of options, is what I'm saying, right? Now, the closer things, and sometimes what I like to do, y'all, is just explore. Sometimes you just want new water, right? So with all these trophy fisheries, with all just absolutely world-class fisheries around, got some that are brutal too, There's places where if you took the best field of 10, 20, 30 anglers, however many, kayak guys, 60 to 70 inches would win. 7-pound limits win boat tournaments. 7 to 10 pounds is good. It's a big bag. And I went to one of those the other day. Water that, I just looked at on a map. I'd driven by the ramp a couple of times, and always kind of, you drive over a bridge or something, you look down, there's a river, there's a bayou, you're like, wonder what that would be like. So I went and checked that out. And, I knew it wasn't going to be great. The water never looked horrible, but it never looked fantastic. What it is, the very north end of the Atchafalaya Basin, there's some tributaries that kind of run off the Atchafalaya. And it was one of those called Bayou de Glace, right? And knew nothing about it. Tried to research it online. There was nothing about this fishery, so that told me it may not be the best. So anyway, just nice afternoon. I wanted to go fish something new, so I went out there. It's only less than an hour from my house, right? So, whatever, nothing to lose. So I get there. Man, it's kind of lifeless. The water has decent clarity. It's fishable. 8 inches, maybe 10 inches, brown. So every now and then I'd see a gar roll. Put the boat in, fish for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, 0 bites. Very little cover. There's some bank grass. I mean, it just didn't look fantastic. So I said, you know what? If there's a bass in here, I'm going to figure out how to catch it. So I went a long ways up to a bend, and every now and then there was a cypress tree. So there was a little wind-driven current coming around the cypress tree, and I was like, you know what? If one's here, that's where it's going to be. 7 to 10 casts on that tree. Tried a couple things. Tried a new lure that I'm actually working on, and boom, one hits it. Right, 12 and a half, 13-inch fish. So I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is gonna hit. Right, so I kind of ran that pattern and picked that apart, and I ended up catching. I spent an entire afternoon, about 7 hours. I mean, grinding out 5 small keepers. Now, 5 years ago, I would have said that was a wasted trip. Why did I even do it? What's even the point of fishing a place that's that bad? And as a matter of fact, I came across a dock. There was one guy on a dock, just a bunch of docks, very few boats, very few fishing poles, which I can understand why. He said, "Man, what are you doing?" I said, "Oh, bass fishing." He said, I don't think there's bass that live in this. It's fresh water. It runs into the Atchafalaya River. It's a major river." I was like, "It's probably bass," and that was before I caught one. So I was really discouraged after hearing that. But the whole point of this is I ended up putting together, through just sheer will, something resembling a way to catch a limit of fish. And I think for that area would have been a good limit. I don't know if there's ever been a tournament on that water, but if there was, Guarantee it wouldn't take more than 7 pounds or 60, 65 inches to win that. And so, dude, I had to call that a good day, and it was one of those things. There was so much time, downtime. It's not like constant action. So I really thinking about the presentation. All right, where might they be? They definitely weren't shallow. Looking at all the different options that I had, fishing a bunch of different options. There were some mats I was able to punch, docks I was able to flip some shade lines. None of that produced, but I did find that one little thing to get a few pound and a half fish in the boat. I was happy with that. So like I said, learn how. If you've got the world class stuff, if you've got the good fisheries, by all means, spend as much time there, catch as many as you can. But man, sometimes it's good for your head. It's good for it's a good exercise to just grind it out. And honestly, I love the sport so much, and that's kind of what that drilled into me. I can love it if I blank, right? If I don't catch a bass, just the mental aerobics of trying to put that puzzle together, man, that's what does it for me. That's what this sport is about. That's why it's a sport. There's a reason that not every event's held on a private lake, that they'll bite anything that you throw. You know, the tough ones can be good, they can be valuable, and if you learn to appreciate it, like I said 5 years ago, I would have hated it. I would have said it's a waste of a day. I'll never go back there. What was I even doing? Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go there every week, right? But there's a place for it. And there's a reason, there's a reason some guys can really lock into something, in even small limit events and really enjoy them. Take the Sabine River, for example. That's a much less extreme version of kind of what I went through. Man, those fisheries teach you a lot. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of fun that you can have. And there's a lot of reward when you unlock the puzzle on a place like that. For me, I know some guys seem to thrive when it's, the slugfest type of things, and by all means, go for that. But hey, don't shy away from something, one that you're not sure of, because I had no idea, about that fishery. I'm glad I know about it now. And it is what it is. It's a learning experience, and it is just an exercise to go through. And yes, that means crazy. I get that. But it could be a little bit of that too. You want to, spend 7 hours on the water and get 3 or 4 1-pound bites and call that a good day. It is what it is. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I encourage you to try the same. All right, thank you all for watching. If you like the content, like and subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. Thank you.